What it do? What it do? Wake up. It's 4:30 in the morning, man. Supposed to be up and on it. What's up, family? What's up, guys? Same thing, different day. Just jumping on here, chopping it up with y'all, man. It's about random stuff, about life, about man stuff, right? And man, but what I want to talk about this morning is being prepared, man. Being prepared. What do I mean being prepared? I mean being prepared for whatever life throws you. Because one thing we know for certain is life is gonna throw you some curveballs, man. And a lot of people are not ready to accept that. A lot of people are not ready to change directions when they get a curveball in life, right? And that's something that we have to be aware of, guys. You have to always have a backup plan when it comes to things that could happen in life that could really affect that can really slow down the momentum in your life. And that thing could be a layoff. It could be a lost, failing business. It can be your wife left you, your baby mama put you on child support out of the blue. Whatever the case is, I am a big believer that we are responsible for how we approach everything that happens to us. Now, we can't always control what happens to us. We can't always control a layoff, but we can control what happens when we go through that layoff. For example, I remember during COVID, I was working for this oil and gas company. We're out here in Houston, Texas, so oil and gas is a big thing. But anybody that knows anything about the oil and gas industry is that it's uncertain at times. And I've been with this company for, I don't know, 5-6 years, something like that. And when COVID hit, boom, just like that, layoff. I was laid off. And I remember the day like it was yesterday, because when it happened, I didn't flinch. I didn't bat an eye. I didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, as it was happening to me, I felt like I had an out-of-body experience because I felt it coming. And so I'm sitting at my desk and I go to the restroom. I see my manager at the time. And he just kind of walked. He had kind of this weird vibe, kind of this weird look on his face. And I was like, man, something don't feel right. So anyway, I see the manager, and he kind of had a weird vibe about himself. And so I kind of seen the writing on the walls, right? Because I had already heard others going through the same process in other departments. And so when I went back to my computer, man, I immediately just started backing up everything on my computer, sending it to the cloud, right? And man, not long after I did that, they want to see me in the office, right? I already knew what it was. We were in downtown Houston, in which I hated going to downtown Houston every day, man. It was just headache, man. But I go to the 4th floor of this building, right? You have one of the directors for the department. You had one of the directors for the department. You had HR, bunch of paperwork and all that, and somebody from the legal department there. And I had never been laid off a day in my life. But when I was in there and they was explaining everything and telling me this, telling me that, and you know, I got a severance package and all of that good stuff. It was just like an out-of-body experience because I didn't really feel anything, to be honest. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel like, what am I gonna do? I didn't feel none of those things. Why? Well, the reason why I didn't feel any of those things is because for years I had spent time building up my side hustle. And even to the point where I built my side hustle up to make more money than my main job. And so my side hustle was already producing over 6 figures during this time period. And then everybody knows during COVID, everybody's business took off. Everybody's business took off. If your business didn't take off during COVID, then I don't know what was going on with your business. But anyway, they escorted me back to my desk. My Google Drive was still trying to back up my computer. Man, they were trying to rush me out the building so fast, man. Hey, get you back, come on. You know, with security, just the whole protocol right there. And I'm like, damn. Man, I've been with this company for X amount of years. And it's like, they just sweeping me out the door like, hey, sorry, bro. You gotta get up out of here. You can't stay here. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to end up just stopping the upload. No, as a matter of fact, it was since it was a company computer, they're like, oh, just leave the computer. So I actually left the computer, just upload my stuff. But anyway, man. On the way home, I'm like, man, I didn't, why I didn't call anybody. And about halfway home, a big ass smile just came across my face. And a sigh of relief just came out of it was like, went home, told my lady, hey, what it is. And then guess what? I got to work on my side business because I had a lot of orders lined up to get done anyway. And so I did that for several years. Still have that same side hustle. My side hustle contained physical labor where it was a lot of work. And so, and it was more of a creative product. So it was hard to just hire somebody to do the same thing that you would do, that would care about it the same way you would. But anyway, I say all that to say, not to get too far off track, I was prepared for that day. I prepared for years for the day that job laid me off. And it wasn't easy preparing for that because I worked really, really long. I would get off of my 9 to 5, go home, and almost work another 8 hours. And I did that for years. And I maxed out my 401k. And most of my paycheck I didn't really need, because I had built up my side hustle so much, and I invested back into my side hustle. And so I say all that to say, man, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Now, that's just one example of a job situation or a layoff situation in which right now we're seeing layoffs right now in the government. Something that we really have never seen like that, right? At least I've never seen in my lifetime. But whether that is the night before you go to sleep, you taking out your clothes, taking out your gym stuff, you got all your stuff together so that in the morning you won't be scrambling trying to find everything, man. You already ready to go. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, same thing with health. You don't wait till you get sick to start trying to take your vitamins and work out. Nah, man, it's an everyday progression, man. You want to be prepared for these types of things. In the marriage, most marriages fail. We all know that. We all know 70% of marriages fail. And I'm not telling you to plan for a divorce. I'm actually telling you to plan before you even get married, if that's what you want to do. Now, I don't know who will get married in the year 2025. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you have to be prepared for things in life. And a lot of things are unpredictable, but the things that we can prepare for to lessen the burden of a situation that may knock you off of your game, it's best to lay out plans and put plans in place for that. It's just like an emergency fund. Everybody should have an emergency fund for those times where you're gonna need those funds. But anyway, I'm gonna finish getting myself together, man. Thank y'all for checking out the content. If y'all want me to talk about something in particular when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to dating, when it comes to side hustles, whatever, put it in the comments, man. I'm curious to see what y'all going through and what y'all curious about. But anyway, y'all go and have a productive day. I'll let you.